This is Gray Man Media content.
Oh my God! You won't believe what I just saw in there. Today on Wolf Takes a Bite, I'm bringing you one of the most amazing cryptids of all time. We're talking about werewolves, man!
I climbed into the hills.
I'm romantic. I would like Bigfoot to exist.
One type is about 3 feet tall, very dark, not humanoid at all. The lizard-looking.
The creatures that I've seen mostly have been the greys.
To the search for truth. Little grey men from outer space who actually abduct humans.
Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite podcast. I am your host, John Wolf, and here's my co-host, Devin the Lord Gray.
Thank you.
Batman.
What are we covering today, John?
Well, Devin, I don't know if you noticed, but
I didn't actually. What's going on there?
Oh, my bracers?
Yeah,
Thanks.
bracers.
Thank you. Yeah, I just came back from Medieval Fest. Not really. I wear these all the time. So interesting story, Devin. Today, before I came here, no joke, hand on
Cthulhu.
At least a Bible of some sort. Usually the monster of Cthulhu. I got bit by a dog. And I would show you, but I'd have to expose a lot more of myself, but it's on my leg.
It's on the OnlyFans if you guys want to see it.
I have an OnlyFans?
I mean, no.
Are you making money off my body?
No,
those pictures
John.
were just for you, Devin.
There's no pictures. There's no OnlyFans.
Yeah, because he's my only fan. Yeah, because he's my only fan.
Get it? Do you get it?
Yeah. But no, anyway, I did get bit by a dog today. And conspicuously enough, this week we had a full moon. And today we're talking about werewolves.
Oh, that's why it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
It is.
What do you got on werewolves?
What do you know about werewolves?
Dude, I saw this. Not a lot of people saw this movie. Harry Potter?
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I've seen an episode of Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay. Never seen a Teen Wolf episode.
Yeah, so.
Was that the one where the kid was a basketball player?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was a movie. He played basketball and he sucked, and then he was like the only white boy on the team, and then he got bit by a werewolf, and now he can jump.
Was that a fucking movie?
Yeah, it really was.
Maybe I saw a scene or two.
It's like in the 80s. I think it started Teen Wolf. I don't know.
There's also the sparkly dude.
Twilight.
He played Batman recently.
He was a vampire.
Yeah, but the other guy wasn't.
Yeah, the native guy. He was
Shark Boy.
Jacob. Yeah, Shark Boy. Yes.
Boo ha ha.
I thought Victor Crumb was the one who turned into a shark.
No, from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh, sorry. Still thinking about Harry Potter. I was like, where's your trivia, my guy?
No, that's totally different movie.
I actually answered that correctly in a trivia thing once. I was doing a trivia contest, and I was like, which Harry Potter character turned into a shark? Or had the shark head? And I'm like, I got this.
Yeah, you remember what episode that was?
What?
You don't remember?
What movie?
Yeah. What episode of what book? Whatever.
Episode, he says.
I mean.
Yes, let me see here. I believe it was Goblet of Fire.
It was Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
That was a good one.
I had to thumb through my catalog in my brain.
Yeah. We just did the other show on Harry Potter.
Oh, nice.
So we finished all of them with the boys. What are we doing right now?
Down to earth.
It's been a while since I've done one of those.
Call back. Anyway, but yeah, so something like that. Yeah.
Anyway,
Next time on Harry Potter.
we're talking about werewolves today.
Yeah.
Lupus. Lupin.
Lycanthrope. Lupus. Professor Lupus taught the CDC class at Harry Potter Hogwarts School of Magic. Next pandemic, lupus.
Lupus
2025.
What are you drinking there, bud?
Coffee. Holy hullabaloo.
Whoa.
No.
It's all coming back to the fact that COVID gave you
Superpowers?
well, no, it made you smell more meat-like, which is the reason the dog bit you, which is the reason that we're here talking about werewolves, because it's a full moon.
That's the story I'm going to go with. Anyway.
That's, yeah. No, it's not a story. It's just a fact. Yeah. You know what it was?
The dog sensed that I was sick, and now I'm no longer the alpha.
No, the dog the dog thought you were a pangolin.
Huh?
That's the thing that the Chinese wet market, that's where supposedly COVID came from. Pangolins.
Oh, penguins?
Pangolins.
Penguins.
Say it with me. Pang.
Penga.
Pang.
Penga.
Oh.
Topanga.
Pang. Pang. Oh. Lin. Pangolin. Penguin.
Penguin. Yeah, okay. Topanga. General Chow.
Tropicana.
General So.
General Wolf. Let's do an episode.
Yeah. So what do Underworld, Harry Potter, and Twilight all have in common?
Me.
The one in front.
Is it werewolves?
They are all movies that drive horror into the human heart with bloodthirsty werewolves.
Yes. I got it right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you get your star. You can put it on the board. Oh my fucking God. That was stupid.
It's going to be a weird episode. It's fine.
That's staying in. I mean, it has to.
Yeah, don't make me ruin the set for no reason.
The best part is the pumpkin fell, but it stayed on the box.
It's fine.
But
wait, it was sitting on that one?
That box.
Wow, that was actually impressive.
That was impressive.
I couldn't do that
He's
again if
scared.
you tried.
Look, he's abused.
Terrified.
He's been abused.
That one's angry. And that one thought it was funny. Anyway.
Uh-huh. So werewolves. Yeah. Funnily enough, stories like this drive fear into our hearts and are common throughout human history. One of the earliest known werewolf legends comes from Greek mythology. According to the legend, a man named Lycan angered Zeus, the lord of the gods, when he served Zeus a meal made from human flesh. As punishment, the enraged Zeus turned Lycan into a wolf. And since the ancient myths, werewolves have reappeared time and time again throughout history, making numerous appearances in the 15th and 16th century folklore. So, werewolf, also meaning man-wolf, or occasionally a lycanthrope, is a human with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf, or especially in modern film and different hybrids of modern films, a wolf-like creature, either purposefully or after being placed under a curse or affliction. Often, a bite or scratch from another wolf starts the transformations occurring on the night of a full moon. Early sources for belief in this ability or affliction can be retraced back to lycanthropy. Something like that. This episode's gonna fall apart really quick.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, my notes are shit.
This is like, look at you. This is like, if anybody had to guess, what's one topic that John probably knows a whole lot about? Werewolves.
I have a lot of info, just my notes are shit.
Did you get shot with a silver bullet?
No, I wish.
Do you? What?
I mean, I've gotten marked being bit by a dog off my bucket list. Now I just need to be shot and survive.
You've never been bitten by a dog before today?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressive.
No dogs. Dogs usually like me. The only reason this dog bit me is because it thought I was hurting the baby, because the baby was having a fit.
I have never been bitten by a dog either.
Oh, you needed to add that to your list.
No.
Yeah. Get him, Jericho!
That fucking dog definitely ain't gonna bite me.
Cujo, go! Anyway, werewolf attacks. Now, the werewolf is a widespread concept in European folklore, existing in many different variants, which are related by a common development of a Christian interpretation of underlying European folklore developed during the medieval period. Now, from early modern periods, werewolves' beliefs also spread into the New World with colonization and colonialism. Belief in werewolves developed in parallel to the belief of witches, actually.
Really?
So around the same time, the witches and the werewolves, those were all tied into the same folklore. Oftentimes, funny side note, oftentimes witches were claimed to have the ability to be controlling the werewolves in most stories. And that's another reason for persecution, because they were able to control the damned or demonic beasts. Belief in werewolves developed in parallel to the belief in witches. Now, in the course of the late Middle Ages and early modern period, like the witchcraft trials as a whole, the trial of supposed werewolves emerged into what is now Switzerland, as well as in the early 15th century, and spread throughout Europe in the early 16th century, peaking in the 17th and subsiding in the 18th.
So 18th and 17th century?
Yeah, so this all started in it went through Switzerland from the 15th.
Well, what became
spread throughout Europe in the 16th, and then peaking in the 17th. It was most popular, and then it subsided in the 18th as the stories kind of dwindled away, which kind of could, if this story is true, could indicate that there was just a heightened period of this virus or whatever have you that actually could have been real for a short period of time. Now, the persecution of werewolves and associated folklore is an integral part of the witch hunt phenomenon, albeit a marginal one. Accusations of lycanthropy being involved in only a small fraction of witchcraft trials. During the early period, accusations of lycanthropy, or aka transformation to wolf form, were mixed with accusations of wolf riding or wolf charming.
So it wasn't even just necessarily turning into a wolf, it was just
saying that a witch was able to ride wolves, like dire wolves and things like that. Yes, and or just being able to charm wolves, like me never having a dog bite me in my entire life because all dogs love me.
Up until today.
It was doing its job, and I'm still not mad at it.
Oh, I mean,
it was protecting the baby.
It's an animal.
It was protecting the baby.
You can't.
It was doing what I would do as a dog. I don't blame the dog.
Can't blame the dog. Can't blame the puppers.
Oh. The case of Peter Stump, 1589, led to a significant peak in both interest in a persecution of supposed werewolves, primarily in French-speaking and German-speaking Europe. The phenomenon persisted alongst in Bavaria and Austria, and with the persecution of wolf charmers recorded until well after the 1650s. The final cases taking place in the early 18th century in Carnithia and Styria. Yeah, Styria. That's right.
Wolf charming?
Wolf charming.
Is that like, so that would have been something that they prosecuted for? Because that sounds like like a circus trick.
That was actually yeah, you were like, ooh, you have bad.
That's when they were like, we're gonna tie a brick to your foot,
something
and
like
if
that,
you drown, you're not a witch, but if you live, you're a witch.
Yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they're right.
Are they?
Yeah, I think if you can breathe underwater, you probably have some kind of magical properties to you. But is that a good way to test it?
Unless you can hold your breath for your dear life.
I think they probably left those people under the water for inhuman amount of times. Don't you?
What was the level of scientific thinking at that time?
Oh, no, God, no. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, like, if you were to throw somebody underwater with a brick tied to their... If they come back up and they're alive, probably a witch.
And then what are you going to do?
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other issue. I don't know what they were thinking at all.
I mean, oh shit, we found one. Well, now what?
Yeah, it was like, well, what now?
We can't drown them. So at the end of the witch trials, and that's going to be a fun episode to do.
I can't wait.
After the end of the witch trials, the werewolf became of interest in folklore studies and emerging gothic horror genre, werewolf fiction. As the genre has pre-modern precedents in medieval romances and developed in the 18th century out of semi-fictional books. Semi-fictional, Devin.
Why did you give the air quotes around books instead of semi-fictional?
Because I can't.
So-called books.
The semi-fictional chap book tradition.
Yeah. Van Helsing, was there a werewolf in that one?
Yes.
I knew there was vampires. I couldn't remember.
The trappings of horror literature in the 20th century became part of a horror fantasy and genre of its own in the modern pop culture. The word werewolf itself comes from an Old English word that's werewolf, a compound of wer, man, and wolf, wolf. The only High German testimony in the form of a name given, Werewolf, although a early High Middle German werewolf is found in Butchered of Worms and Berthold of Renensburg, which are two other books, German books.
When you said werewolf, that sounds exactly how Dracula would say werewolf.
Werewolf.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Yeah, for sure.
Werewolf.
Is Vampire still our number one episode?
I think so. We'd have to check.
It's fucking wild, dude.
I know. That
People
was trash.
love those bloodsuckers, man.
It was a nonsensical episode.
I had fun.
I had fun too. The word or concept does not occur in medieval German poetry or fiction, gaining popularity only from the 15th century to the middle 15th century. Got it. Middle Latin, Gergolfius allo Norman or Garhulf, or Old Frankish Vagengulf, or Old Norse had the cognatate Virchwol, but because of the high importance of werewolves in Norse mythology, there were alternative terms such as Ulinfernon, one in wolf's skin, referring to still the testamatic or cultic adaptation of wolf nature rather than the superstitious belief in actual shapeshifting.
So it wasn't a shapeshifter. This is what they're saying is this is separate from a shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. Okay,
this is a creature of its own. It's not just a human shapeshifting.
Yeah, because a coup could shapeshift into a werewolf, but that's not what a werewolf is.
Right.
Samurai Jack.
Oh. In modern Scandinavian, Kledewolf, also used as evening wolf, presumably after the name of Kledenwulf Blasfasen.
The way you first said that sounded just like Google Translate.
Kledewulf, the historical berserker of the 9th century who figures in Icelandic sagas.
Seems like a more Nordic European kind of
kind
animal.
Of is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think of like
werewolves are.
Well, not even that. Think of the story of Krampus. What is he except for a version of a werewolf?
Is he?
Think about it. He's a big, hairy, beastly, goatish kind of man, right? So it's a man, right? But it's a man transformed into something else, or a beast that is part man. So it follows that same thought process.
Mermaids are.
Again, like we talked about in the mermaid episode, there's a large bit of Icelandic, German, Nordic, European, Northern African traditions and mythos that's all surround a partial human mixture of animals. Yeah.
But this is all different from an animagus.
Yeah.
Which is a person who chooses
to be.
Yeah.
Which I choose to be. Didn't work.
A furry.
I am.
I choose to be a furry.
I choose to be a furry. They call me Animagus. Not a furry.
If you could be, well, you could have fooled me. Earlier, you were talking about how you thought about bringing your tail.
Yeah, that would make me a Nico.
I don't. This is how I know you. This is how I know you are, because I don't know any of these terms at all.
I would be more of a Neko. I'm more human than I am fully covered animal.
Oh, so like a furry is somebody who's like, it's all animal.
Yes.
But
They
isn't
wear
that
the
just
full
isn't
thing.
that just bestiality?
No.
Or is that where you actually fuck animals?
Well, furries fuck each other. It's called yiffing.
You're so a furry. You're so a fucking furry.
It feels good on the skin. Of course, then there's the people who fuck furries that are still human.
They're just they're not furries. They're just into furries.
Yes. And then there's also the people who
Those are animaguses.
they want to be,
If you were an animagus, what animal would you choose?
obviously.
It'd be a wolf.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it.
Everybody loves dogs.
Oh, so a dog, not a wolf.
Well, yeah, a wolf is a dog.
No,
a wolf is the alpha dog. It's the dog before
I agree.
all dogs.
Listen, I
It's
agree with
the
what
dog.
you're saying, but people don't like wolves,
People don't understand wolves.
right? But people are scared of wolves.
Well, that's stupid. Wolves are actually...
Go hug a wolf.
Okay,
Bet.
bet.
You're capping right now.
Nope.
Yes, you are.
I will do that in a heartbeat.
You're gonna get torn to shreds.
Nope. I'll go up north and I'll
This-
go to one of those wolf places and I'll hug wolves.
It'll read on your tombstone, John Wolfe swore he could hug a real wolf. And then you'll be 6 feet under.
Or will I be hugging a wolf?
I mean, listen, if you had to fuck an animal, which one would you go with?
I wouldn't fuck any animal.
You wouldn't fuck any animal.
No.
Bro, I'd have to go with a cheetah.
You're gonna fuck a cheetah?
Yeah, bro.
Because it's still a pussy?
No, but like imagine going up to your buddies like, yeah, I fucked a cheetah.
You'd have to do it at
That's
60
pretty-
miles an hour.
No, I think if you who said this? I heard this on a podcast. Somebody was like, I think if you just make sweet love to it, it'll let it happen.
The reason it runs is because it's never had true love.
You just gotta show it a good time. He was like, if you're gentle enough and you're sweet enough.
It's terrible.
It was a comedian. I can't remember who it was.
No, you should probably let him do the jokes.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But a wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, don't know where I'm at.
I think I'd go with like a.
Go on.
I just don't know. I really identify with sloths. Ooh, guinea pig. By the way, your wife sent me a picture of a guinea pig like in a like medieval garb.
The mage?
I loved it.
I love it.
It
It's
was
so good.
It was really, really good.
I'm thinking about getting that one tattooed on me.
I really want a high quality image of that and the other one, and we can, if she could give me like 3 more, we could have a whole guinea pig line of clothing.
Well, those are hamsters, to be fair. But yeah, okay. I get it. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
She would love that. She's kind of even still mad like that you haven't.
It's look, it's a lot. Okay, there's a lot going on. If there's 5 of them, oh, you know, it'd be kind of funny.
I've already told her that she should take
Dude,
those and do them
she
on
should do-
canvases and sell them because
She
there's
should do
nobody out
D&D
there doing that art.
She should do D&D. Like if she could do like 5 different D&D classes, we could do a whole D&D guinea pig like clothing line.
That means me and you have to do a D&D show.
I don't do D&D at all. I'm not even remotely interested. But a lot of
you
people
just do
are.
DNC,
I don't know what that is.
Dick and Cheetah.
That's fucking hilarious. Somewhere in here is an episode.
Yeah.
There's somewhere in this rambling of madness is a what is that animal called?
What?
No,
That's a wolf.
no. On your
That's a
it's,
zombie.
yeah. What is that called? Show the viewers. What is that called?
It's my shark one.
Yeah.
And that's my catapus.
Yeah.
Or a tentakitty.
Yeah. Of course it is. course it is.
Octokitty.
Yeah. Keep going. They'll only get better.
Appa, yep.
Didn't you call that like it was like a mixture of Appa and Pocket the first time you told me
It's an
about
opkit. Yeah, I forgot about that. My opkit.
It's the dumbest fucking joke.
Not as good as the alligator.
The alligator was terrible. I hated it.
Yeah, I got a t-shirt now, so you're going to have to live with it for a while.
I like the truth in that statement. Like, yeah, eventually I'll get sick of that joke and I'll move on, but you're going to have to live with it for a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Anyway.
Speaking of those Christians.
What?
The video portion is going to be very short.
Yeah.
The werewolf folklore found in Europe harks back to common development during the Middle Ages, arising in the context of Christianization and associated interpretation of pre-Christian mythology in Christian terms. Their underlying common origin can be traced back to Proto-Indo-European mythology. Wow, I got that first try.
Yeah, it was proto what?
Proto-Indo-European mythology.
What does that mean?
Proto-Indo-European mythology is the body of myths and deities associated with Proto-Indo-Europeans. The hypothetical speakers of reconstructed Proto-Indo-European language, although the mythological motifs are not directly assessed, since Proto-Indo-European speakers lived in pre-literate societies, scholars and contemplative mythology have reconstructed details from inherited similarities found among the Indo-European languages.
I don't know what an Indo-European is, though. That's half the globe, my guy. That's half the fucking earth.
Yeah. Indo-European languages are a language family that are native to Western and Southern Eurasia. So a Proto-Indo-European would be areas of mythos and things like that that come from a Euro-Asia, Western, Southern hemisphere. Western, Southern, Eurasia. Basically, it comprises of the languages that Europe and those northern Indian subcontinent, Iran,
He's fucking serious right now. He's fucking serious.
That the Iran, some European languages actually of this family, such as English, French, Portuguese, Russian, Danish, Dutch, and Spanish. That's what kind of area we're talking about here, Devin.
Got it. All right.
Okay, that answer your question?
It did.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You didn't think I had shit on that. So, this is reflected in Iron Age Europe in the depictions of Germanic sphere. Among others, the standard comparative overview of this aspect of Indo-European mythology is Macone, 1987. Now, such transformations of men into wolves in the pagan occult were associated with the devil from early medieval perspectives. The concept of werewolf in Western Northern Europe is strongly influenced by the role of the wolf in Germanic paganism. Now, e.g., the French lupo guro is ultimately a loan from Germanic terms. Now, there is a related tradition in other parts of Europe as well, which are not necessarily influenced by Germanic traditions, especially in Slavic Europe and the Balkans, but possibly in areas bordering Indo-European spheres. The Caucasus, of where Indo-European cultures have actually been replaced by military conquest in medieval eras, like Hungary and Anatolia. Now, I do have a big section on the classic antiquity, but we're going to have to save that for next class.
Just about to ask you, John, what did we learn? Because I know nothing.
All right, well, let's do this.
All right, hit me with it.
Devin, break, thoughts. What have you learned today?
I don't know what I learned.
I got 47 more pages. We will learn something today.
We're gonna learn something. You know what I learned? It was nice to see you again. I'm glad you're over COVID.
Yeah.
I had a nice little time recording.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about werewolves.
Well, we've learned a lot about the back history of it, and I guarantee this is probably just for those nerds on YouTube. But it's okay. Let's go ahead and leave them with one thing, though.
I don't have the outro.
No, neither do I. Let's leave them with this. How about a real attack? And then we'll get to the rest, because this is all good, juicy, meaty stuff. And we're going to leave the rest of it, of this kind of context, for the audio-only listeners. So if you want to hear us get... well, serious, I guess, because the fucked up part of the episode was in the beginning, then you can go listen to us anywhere podcasts can be found. But I'm going to leave you with this. The Gallandon Werewolves. The Gallandon Werewolves were a family who in the late 16th century were accused and executed for being werewolves. In 1589, a young girl and her brother were attacked by a wolf. Benos Bible, or Bidil, aged about 15, had climbed a tree to pluck some fruit, and whisked aloft, saw a wolf dart from the bushes and seize his sister. Leaping down to protect her, Betanist drew his knife. Ching! The wolf rushed at him and drove the knife into his own neck with a savage blow of the paw. Fortunately, a crowd had heard the commotion and chased the wolf away. The girl died at the scene, and Betanist was taken back to his father's cabin, where he died of his injuries a few days later. But before he died, Betanist claimed that the wolf had attacked him had hands like a man covered with hair. The wolf had been maimed by the crowd, and so suspicion fell upon one Galadion. There was suspicion that it was one of the family.
Oh, it was a family.
Who had exhibited a wound in precisely the same place as the wolf that had been injured.
Whoa.
Now, unfortunately for her, one of the crowd that injured the wolf was none other than Henry Bouguet, 1550 through 1619, a notoriously merciless witch hunter. Of course it was. Bouguet arranged a mob and executed Pernetti shortly thereafter. However, as he later revealed in his Discourses Decisorius in 1602,
nailed it.
Yep. There were rumors that the whole family practiced black magic, and so the Bouguet had them all arrested. Prenetti's daughter, Anote, swiftly confessed to witchcraft, but her brother, Perry, and his son, George, were not so forthcoming. They were all placed under observation, and Bouguet actually recounts how he saw them walk around on all fours, barking and howling, and covered in mysterious scratches. Bouguet questioned them whilst they were behaving like this, and they confessed to witchcraft. The whole Pernetti family were burned at the stake. Bouguet boasted to having tried and executed 600 werewolves in his career, according to Voltaire. And his writings are full of lycanthropic examples. Another notable case, that of Claudia Gelahard, later dubbed the Werewolf of Burgundy. If you want to hear more story like the one we just talked about, listen to the Audio Only podcast, and it'll probably be good. I probably won't, but it might be. You don't know unless you go.
It's gonna be great.
Just go. We'll see you there. Thank you and good night.
Drink your water.